Reviews, welcome back. You know what? One of my favorite places in the world to visit is Yosemite National Park. I've been there many times, but each time I've gone there, I've learned things that I wish I had known. So in this particular episode, I'm going to be talking about the Vernal Falls hike. It's one of the most popular hikes there. It's a beautiful waterfall that falls down and a lot of people attempt it. But also a lot of people don't finish the hike. They don't make it for different reasons, and I'm one of them. Twice I was not able to make it to the top. So in the purpose of this episode, I'm going to tell you some of the things I learned, things I would have done differently, things I recommend putting in your backpack, and maybe things to leave out. So if you're curious about doing the Vernal Falls hike, wondering is it possible, is it dangerous, is it doable, I'm going to pretty much tell you everything I know to help you be more successful. So if you're curious at all, stick around. We're going to be checking out the Vernal Falls hike in Yosemite National Park. Stay tuned. John Muir, the naturalist, he loved Yosemite National Park. He spent pretty much his life protecting the place. But sometimes I wonder if even he knew every corner of the place. It's that big. There's so many hikes to do. So if you only have one day, for example, the Vernal Falls hike would not be a bad choice because it represents a lot of what Yosemite has to offer. It has tall mountains and cliffs on each side, raging river on the other side, and a lot of scenic value. But there's no particular parking lot at the Vernal Falls trailhead. So you're gonna have to take one of the Yosemite shuttle buses and you're gonna get off at the Happy Isles exit. You're going to go over a bridge, and that's where the hike is going to begin. Yeah. All right, we're on the hike up to Vernal Falls. It's very steep, as you can see. There's a river down here. Focus on it. You probably hear it. So this is one of the most popular hiking trails in Yosemite. I've never been to the top. That's what I'm here to do today. Let's see what happens. Ada, if another kid wanted to hike up here, what would you tell them?
It's steep and it's very steep and it's cool, but it's also dangerous.
Okay, Carrie, how you feel?
Why? I don't know if I can make it even to the bridge. I'm trying though.
Really?
Don't want to give up, but it's hard. My heel is bothering me a little bit.
Oh.
So I'm just trying to push it on, not give up.
Okay.
But we'll see.
When going on a hike like this, you definitely want to be selective about what you put in your backpack because you're going to be going up hundreds and hundreds of steps and a lot of elevation, and any unnecessary weight is just going to make you more tired than necessary. Some things you definitely want to carry though is food, something to eat, water, and you probably want to bring a camera, but most likely your camera is not waterproof, so you definitely want to also include either a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag to put it in because there's going to be a time when you're going through the mist and you're going to want to protect your camera. If you have a GoPro type action camera, that's the best bet, but if you don't, just keep that in mind. And also, you want to enjoy yourself. If you're spending so much time filming, you're going to be missing out on some of the fun. You might trip up on anything, so you got to be very careful in keeping those things in mind. All right, one thing I highly recommend before you do this hike, months before you get there actually, is start working out. Maybe doing a lot of walking or jogging, working on your legs and your lungs because your mind may be focused and ready and strong enough to get to the top, but your body may not be able to live up to that. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So, and also if you're going with a group of people, make sure inform them exactly what to expect so they can be prepared and they can decide if they even want to try that hike or not. Like a lot of visitors, my wife chose not to go up those narrow, wet stone steps up the falls, so she waited for us at the bottom while we continued on. When you do a hike like this, it's very important you take as many rest stops as you need. And each time we stopped, I asked my daughters how they felt, and they would continually say, let's keep going. But when we reached maybe the 3/4 mark, my 6-year-old daughter reached a point where she shook her head that no, she didn't feel the need or want to go any further. And I was very proud of her because she got a lot further than I thought she would. And furthermore, when I looked up and saw how much further we had to go, also what time of day it was a smart choice to turn around. So we slowly took our time going back down, enjoying the mist and reflecting on all the cool things we saw.
One thing to know about coming up here is you've got to kind of be in shape or practice running or jogging or walking before you come, because not only is it hard on your lungs, but our legs are feeling like rubber bands right now. And we're going downhill. Would you do this again, Star?
If I was fit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right now, I have to get ab muscles. I have to get some abs, which I don't really want. I have some muscles to climb up them stairs.
Something important to consider if you're going to do this hike, I definitely recommend starting it early. We started the hike at 3 p.m. and on the way back at about 5:30 p.m. we didn't anticipate that the sun was going to dip behind the mountain, and all of a sudden the walking path we were on suddenly got a lot darker. Imagine if we had actually reached the top of Vernal Falls and spent some time there. On the longer way back down, we probably would have been coming down in the sunset and the path would have been dark. No one brings flashlights up there. No one expects that. So I definitely recommend starting the Vernal Falls hike in the morning. That way you can take your time, you can enjoy it, and not have to rush. That's another thing I wish I had known before.
Okay, so guess what? We get to come back another time. But we got to do a lot of walking.
No, don't come here, back here. Please, no.
Ever again? Never again.
Are different areas?
Hey, this
Hey, the whites was enough.
I hate to say it, but after all these years of trying to come up Vernal Falls, it almost whooped my butt. It didn't whoop Star's butt though.
I wanted to keep going, but he stayed.
Give it a try.
All right, so that is my experience at the Yosemite National Park Vernal Falls hike. We had a great time. I want to thank my daughters. My 14-year-old daughter, she was a trooper. She wanted to continue on to the top. She was encouraging us to continue. My 6-year-old daughter, she went further than a lot of adults went, and she also didn't have the fear that a lot of adults would have had. I got to give her a lot of credit also. And really, it doesn't matter if we reach the top, does it? Because we enjoyed ourselves, we saw the nature, we got beyond the mist, and we were able to see the waterfall up close and feel its thunder. And that's the whole point of Yosemite National Park, is not just enjoying yourself, but leaving something to visit for the next time. So it was a success. I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Ray's Real Reviews. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments. And until next time, as always, keep it real.